Good morning. This is Enlightened Energy. I'm having a little chit-chat with my higher self this morning in a channeling session. And each level of energy that I break through, there's a whole nother level underneath of it. And each level you have to navigate just a little bit different. It's really interesting. That's what's the great thing about having connection with your guides. I apologize, otherwise I'll be staring at that and it'll drive me nuts. Because, it's just who I am. Wherever my focus is where my energy goes. There. Much better. Because focus and energy is everything, right? Because what you focus on, you bring about. So the discussion I'm having with my higher self right now is the discussion on relationships. And this is all relationships. This is even a relationship of you talking to somebody, some stranger on Facebook. This is exactly just an open form of communication. And I'm having a discussion right now, so I wanted to video it because I thought this would be kind of cool to share. This is what I do during the day, is I figure out energy on an intimate level because I'm in tune with my higher self completely because I've gone through a stigmatic cleansing. Spiritual stigmatic, not religious. There's a difference. So when two people or more, but we're just going to break it down to two people because it's so much easier to do it this way because then it just fragments out. So we're just going to focus on two people. Say you scroll on Facebook and you see somebody's comment and you comment on their comment. So at that point, you open up an energetic cord, etherical. You can't see it. But if you go and search in your search engine and go look up and search energetic cords between people, spiritual etherical cords, you need to cut them. And here's why. Because every time, even going up to the drive-thru and getting your food, when you open up a form of communication, you exchange energy, which is you acknowledge that person acknowledges you. That is an exchange of energy. At that point, there is an invisible energetic cord that connects you two. And in the planet of duality, which is Earth, which is where we live, this high or very low density type planet, it's just, for a high vibrational being, it's hard to survive and hard to live in because everything is so dense and hard to bring in, because the problem, the reason for that it takes so long to manifest is because of the duality, because we tend to manifest out of our ego instead of our hearts, which is our minds. And when you do that, you bring in things you don't want because you're bringing in your subconscious, because that's just the way energy works. So the reason for the length of time between the manifestation and what you're, getting and all the information to find it or to have it happen, it takes so long because God loves you. And if you got instant manifestation, you'd be dead. How many times are we like, we just don't want to be here anymore. We just we're done, and it'd be like, you'd be done. So there's what you think about, you bring about. And so if you really for a long time want to leave, you're going to manifest sickness and disease. That's just the way it is. But back to energy exchange. When you open up a form of communication between two people, that forms an etherical, invisible connection between you two. This is your telepathy between the two of you. So you have an energetic cord right there. And back in the ancient days, this is how we had telepathy. We didn't have cell phones. We didn't have computers. We didn't have anything. We had telepathy. So if you knew that person, you could think about them, disturb their energy, they would think about you, and then you could have a communication back and forth. They would have to accept your energy, though. This day and age, we don't give an F about nothing, and we think about everything nonstop constantly, so we're always just bombarding everybody's energy constantly and just being rude about it, Because people don't understand the form of communication between the two people, and it's so intimate. Every relationship you have is very intimate. Because there's a lesson that you need to learn with each communication that you have with each person. And that lesson is to always to take the higher road and always be true to who you are. Because if you're true to who you are and somebody challenges your beliefs and you step down, then you're not true to who you are. Then you are going to get the lessons and the bad karma for that, because you didn't step into your full power and own it like a biatch. You see how that works? So in a planet of duality, you have two people enter into a relationship, and that's just a form of communication. We're just going to go simple like that, form of communication. There's a give and a take duality between the two, and there's always lessons to be learned. What is that lesson? There's a lesson for each one. Once the lesson is done and learned, then you need to learn to cut that energetic cord. Hopefully you can learn the lessons quickly and you don't have to have years of lessons with that same person. You should learn to cut your cords daily. I put up an energetic boundary against myself, so there is nothing that touches my energy anymore. I've learned how to be strong enough to hold my energy. And so now, no matter who comes at me, it doesn't faze me anymore. I know who I am. And that's what I want to teach people how to do, is because everybody has the same abilities that I do. But it's just their limited minds. So back to the form of communication with the two people. If you have, say, you get into a conversation with somebody on Facebook, we're just going to use this for instance, or Twitter or Instagram or whatever, and you have a dispute. The energy exchange between the two people, the karma that is received for the two people for that lesson, it depends on who stands in their truth gets the good karma, and who receives the guilt for not standing in their truth receives the bad karma. Or you both could stand in your truth and live in peace and receive good karma for both of you. Wow. Now that's an energy thing that most people wouldn't even think about. So the higher road definitely is always the best way to take, because truly you have to think about the energy that you're going to receive from the projection that you're projecting. And we're talking the subconscious. So you can be in your ego and think you're all that, but if inside you don't feel that you're all that, you're still going to get the bad karma for it, because you're still not truly standing into who you truly are. And as soon as you dip your vibration down a little bit, then your manifestations slow down, your karma gets a little bit, it's your vibration, which is how you feel, how powerful you feel, how authentic you feel. Because the more authentic you feel, the more powerful you get, and the more you stand in your true authentic self. And the more you stand in your true authentic self, then God blesses you. The energy blesses you with more power, with more energy that you can attract, more faster manifestations. So that way you can manifest and create faster rather than the normal. And it used to take me about a year to manifest like a move or a change. And now I can manifest it pretty much almost instantaneously, because what I can do is I am in such contact with my guides all the time that when I have a thought and a feeling, I can stop the energy, check the timeline, or check the energy, in other words, of where that's going. So in other words, see in the future, because I'm clairvoyant. I'm a medium. I'm an intuitive psychic medium that's like a stigmatic. So I'm like all that on steroids. So I'm able to see in the future. So in other words, stop the timeline, get on the timeline, see what's ahead. Or in layman terms, be in my clairvoyant self and see into the future if I like that timeline or not. And if that's not a timeline that's going to bring me something that's joyful, I'm not going to have that thought. I'm going to cancel, clear, delete it, exit it out, focus on something else. Because what I focus on, I bring about. Because that's energy, my folks. My friends. Just be yourself. You know what? We all make mistakes. We're all human, right? Why judge somebody for a mistake here and a mistake there? I used to judge myself, because I'm Asperger's, right? So I judge myself more than anybody would judge me, right? And now, when you judge yourself, I'm learning that you get the bad karma for that. So it's like, geez, I'm a really good person, but why does all this bad stuff happen? Well, it's because you're the one taking the guilt for all the stuff. You got to quit taking the guilt for being you. And if you're unique and special, then you know what? Stand out in your uniqueness and your specialness, you know? My dyslexia sometimes gets in the way sometimes. And you know what? It is. It's my chemical makeup. I'm working on it. Why make fun of a person that has uniqueness? That's something in you that has ego and fear installed. If you, you know, stand in fear, and if you read something or you hear something or you see something that makes you angry, or gives you that pit in your stomach and makes you like anxious, that is ego. That's not love. That's ego. That's thinking with your mind. Your mind can't comprehend what your heart feels. And that's what I'm doing, is teaching everybody how to feel again. What it means to feel again, because we're too much in our heads. And when you're too much in your heads, you ruin everything, because you can't comprehend what the energy can bring you. You can't even comprehend what the energy can bring you. It's mind-blowing. It's infinite. It's limitless. Energy is everything. Everything. And when the more power you stand into by being your true authentic self, that's why certain people will go from like nothing to like megastars overnight, because they finally found their true power. And when they did, the universe stepped in and said, there you go. It just has to happen, because once you stand into your authentic self, life just serves you up the red carpet. It's like, oh, you're finally in your authentic self. Finally. Now we can put you on path. And then the universe comes in, picks you out from where you are, and then puts you onto your right path. And then everything just starts flowing and just starts working out for you. But you got to stand in your true self. And I don't care if you're gay, if you're lesbian, if you've got all these things that you think that the world is going to hate you for because you're so different. That's what the world needs. Because it's because of you being different, standing up, that there's another person just like you that wants to stand up but can't. But then they see you stand up and they're like, I guess if you stood up, I can stand up too. You see how that works? Everybody's unique because everybody has different experiences. So when you stand up in your true power, then that person that I can't help sees you, and then you can help them, and then they can stand up, and then that person that neither one of us can help, you can help them. It's like a domino effect. But it starts out with helping others, not putting yourself down or putting others down. Listen to their story. Listen to them. And that's what everybody wants to be, is listened to. What's so wrong about just listening to somebody instead of just reading something and having it go into your head? And feel. We have lost our compassion as a feeling planet. You've got to learn to feel. But we're so scared of feeling because we're so scared of being hurt, having the rug pulled out from underneath us, so we protect everything. No. And cutting your energetic cords is super easy. All you have to understand is what we think about, we bring about, what we focus on. So archangels, we all exist. So just call in your angels. Say, Archangel Michael, please bless me, keep me safe, protect me, cut my cords. Ask Archangel Raphael to come down and integrate his beautiful healing green energy. And it's done. It's an energy thing. And when you create energy from love, and you clean out your mind enough and get it clean, and you marry it to a pure heart, your manifesting skills just go pew. That's all I'm teaching. And I'm learning. This is information I just got today. So I am integrating this information into me and infusing it into my life at this moment, and then giving it to you to infuse in your life at this moment, so you can actually upgrade with me. This is nothing that I've learned and I've mastered and I'm teaching now. No, I'm learning and I'm teaching as I'm going. I am learning from my higher self, and then you're getting guidance through me, through the highest source possible on this planet. And if you think that I'm in my ego, then you need to check your ego. What part of that scares you? Because all I'm doing is teaching you how to step into your true power. What is so scary about that? Learning how to be your authentic self. What is so wrong with me teaching people how to do that? But I have to step into my true power, and me doing that is really hard. You know how hard it is to say who I truly am in a world of non-believers? It's taught me how to hold my energy. And now that I can hold my energy, I'm being gifted more energy and more energy, more energy and more energy. And It's amazing. I want to teach people how to do this, but I can only teach so much. So as I'm getting channel messages, I just upload them, and then you guys can watch them or not. It's fine. If you don't believe, that's fine. I'm not making anybody. I'm just putting my message out there, and there's people out there that message me that it resonates 1,000,000,000%. And those are the people that need to hear the message. And if this ruffles your feathers, guess what? You're going to have a spiritual awakening very soon. Because this information that you're getting is downloading into your brain. It's like a little infestation in your brain now. It's going to wake you up, open your consciousness, make you feel better. I'm like a good infection. I'm the opposite of COVID. I'm the anti-COVID shot. God bless.